In the last lecture, we talked about the firewalls and I also told you how firewall works. We also had an introduction to the demilitarized zones. In the upcoming sections of these courses, I'm going to explain in brief about the exact working of firewalls, how firewall delivers packets and removes the unwanted scams and all those things. But for this section, for networking devices section, you just have to understand what a firewall is and how it performs. Now, in this lecture, we are going to talk about the intrusion detection system, that is the IDS, and the intrusion prevention system, that is the IPS. Now, note that these two systems are totally different, though they have some similar functionality between them. So what is an IDS? IDS stands for Intrusion Detection System. From the name, you can guess that intrusion detection system. If something is trying to get into your network, this system will detect it and notify you. That's it, you got it. This is the definition of intrusion detection system. If an attacker is trying to enter into your network, IDS will detect it and notify it to you. That is the intrusion detection system. And intrusion prevention system. So now you might have guessed from the definition of intrusion detection system, what is an intrusion prevention system, right? So as the name suggests, intrusion prevention system is prevention. Now look at the word prevention. So this device will stop someone or something from entering into your network. That's right. So IDS and IPS are very important in today's networks. They are the network security appliances that monitor the networks and packets for malicious activity. An IDS is considered as a monitor mode device and it just records and tells you about your problems, whereas an IPS can work in real time to stop threats. So IDS is just like a security guard who is just trying to tell you, right? This person is trying to enter, please do whatever you can. Whereas an IPS can work as a dog, a security dog, which actually prevents or barks on the attacker and stops him from entering into your network. Now, the main difference between the IDS and the IPS is that intrusion prevention system works in line to the actively prevent and block the intrusions that are detected based on the rules you set up. In the last lecture, we had talked about the rule setting in case of the firewalls. The same thing applies here. Intrusion prevention systems can send an alarm or create a correlation rules and remediation. They can drop malicious packets, they can provide malware protection and reset the connection of offending source hosts. I hope this was clear. If you have any doubts, please feel free to ask us. Now let us have a look at HIDS, Host-Based Intrusion Detection System. What is HIDS? In a host-based intrusion detection system, software runs on one computer to detect abnormalities on that system alone by monitoring applications, system logs, and event logs. Now, HIDS does not directly monitor system network traffic. Also, HIDS are mostly implemented on servers because they are a bear to manage if spread across a large computers on the network. Plus, if HIDS database is on a local computer and its data becomes compromised by an attack, the IDS could be corrupted too. So as far as this lecture is concerned, you just have to remember the full form of IDS, IPS. Then you have to remember the difference between IDS and IPS. And let me again remind you that IPS works in live environment to prevent the malicious activities, whereas IDS just notifies you if there is something malicious happening on your network. Now in the next lecture, we are going to talk about access points. You have heard of access points, but if you're not sure what does that mean, make sure you understand and attend the next lecture.